The Great Galactic Council was silent. Hundreds of alien leaders sat inside the massive hall, watching a giant star map floating above them. Several planets were already glowing red. Those worlds had fallen to the powerful Draven Empire. Then another planet turned red. Earth. A low sound moved through the hall. Some aliens whispered. Others smiled. Lord Varek, ruler of the Draven Empire, slowly stood from his seat. He looked at the human ambassador, Mira Hale, and smiled with cold confidence. Earth has 72 hours to surrender, he said. Several alien leaders laughed. To them, humans were still new. Earth had joined galactic society only a short time ago. The Dravens had thousands of warships, while Earth seemed to have only a small defense fleet. Everyone expected Mira to look afraid, but she did not. She calmly looked at Varek and asked, "Are you certain Earth is the planet you want to choose?" The hall became quiet again. Varek laughed. "Human, your threats mean nothing." Mira did not answer him. She touched the small device on her wrist and sent a message to Earth. Only 4 words. They chose option black. Far away, strange things began to happen. Human trade ships changed direction at the same time. Military stations stopped sending normal signals. Civilian colonies moved people into underground shelters. Then, deep inside the Sol system, old machines started to wake. Machines no alien knew existed. Back in the council, Draven officers suddenly received unusual energy readings from around Earth. Varek ignored them, but one intelligence officer looked worried. He had found an old secret file about humanity. He opened it. The first line made his blood run cold. Never force humanity into total defense mode. The officer slowly looked at Varek. "My lord," he whispered, "we may have made a terrible mistake." The Draven war room was full of noise. Officers moved from screen to screen as new reports arrived from every side of the galaxy. Human ships were changing routes. Human stations were closing public channels. Even small mining colonies were going silent. Lord Varek watched the reports with anger. "They are trying to scare us," he said. But Admiral Soren was not so sure. He had fought many species before. Weak worlds always begged. Strong worlds usually made threats. Earth was doing neither. That worried him. Then every screen inside the war room suddenly went black. A single human face appeared. Commander Ethan Cole. He stood in a plain military room. No flags. No soldiers behind him. No dramatic music. His voice was calm. "Any hostile fleet that enters the Sol defense line will be stopped. Turn back now." The message ended. It had lasted only 19 seconds. Varek laughed. That is their great warning. But Soren noticed something strange. A small code had flashed for less than 1 second at the bottom of the transmission. Draven experts started breaking it. Then their faces changed. The code was not meant for the Dravens. It was meant for humans. Across distant systems, hidden stations answered. Old cargo bases opened sealed doors. Mining platforms turned their drills away from rock and toward space. Small human ships dropped fake civilian signals. Under their outer metal, heavy weapons appeared. The Draven command room became silent. Then another report arrived. Thousands of unknown objects had started moving around Earth. Varek leaned closer to the screen. Where did those ships come from? An officer slowly shook his head. "They did not come from anywhere, my lord." He swallowed hard. They were already there. Admiral Soren looked at the growing number of signals. 10,000, then 12,000, then 15. For the first time, Lord Varek stopped smiling. And Earth had still not fired a single shot. Admiral Soren's fleet reached the edge of the Sol system. For several minutes, nothing happened. No human ships attacked. No warning came. No weapons fired. Only silence. Soren stared at the dark space ahead. That silence felt wrong. "Send 3 scout ships," he ordered. The first scout moved forward slowly. The moment it crossed an invisible line, every light inside the ship went dead. Its engine stopped. Its weapons stopped. Even its emergency signal vanished. The second scout tried another path. It disappeared from the screen completely. The third scout turned back at once. Before it escaped, one broken message reached the fleet. "The empty space is not empty." Then the stars around them began to move. At first, the Draven officers thought their sensors were damaged. They were not. Huge rocks opened like metal doors. Old satellites changed shape. Small moons turned and revealed hidden cannons. Thousands of tiny objects formed a giant wall around Earth. Soren felt cold. The humans had not built a defense line. They had turned the entire system into one. A new message appeared on his screen. Commander Ethan Cole stood there again. His face was calm. "Leave now," Ethan said. "No one needs to die." Soren wanted to accept, but Lord Varek's order came seconds later. "Attack." The Draven fleet fired. Humanity answered. Not with explosions. Not with fire. The front Draven ships suddenly lost power. Their engines died. Their weapons locked. One by one, huge warships became useless pieces of metal. But their crews were still alive. Soren understood the message. Earth could destroy them. It simply chose not to. Then a secret Draven channel opened. A new order came from Varek. Target a human civilian colony. Soren's eyes widened. "That is madness," he whispered. But the weapon had already launched. And this time, Earth's silence ended. The weapon moved fast toward the human colony. Inside the Draven command ship, Admiral Soren watched the red mark cross the screen. "Stop it," he ordered. No one moved. The launch code had come directly from Lord Varek. The weapon was already beyond their control. Far away, the human colony had no idea what was coming. Thousands of families were still inside shelters. Children were asleep. Workers were waiting for news. Then Earth detected the attack. Commander Ethan Cole looked at the warning on his screen. For the first time, his calm face changed. "Civilian target confirmed," an officer said. Ethan gave only one order. "Intercept." 3 human ships broke away from the defense line. The Draven weapon was faster. 20 seconds remained. Then 10. Then 5. One human ship pushed its engines beyond safe limits. It crossed in front of the weapon and fired. A bright flash filled the darkness. The weapon exploded. The colony survived. Nobody inside the human command room cheered. Ethan simply looked at the Draven fleet. Then he opened a channel. His voice was colder than before. "You were warned." Across the Sol system, thousands of human ships received a new order. Defensive limits removed. The battle changed at once. Human ships moved faster than Draven sensors could follow. Draven cannons went silent before they could fire. Engines failed. Missile systems shut down. Command ships lost all power. Yet human weapons avoided escape pods and civilian transports. Soren finally understood. Humanity was not losing control. It was showing control. He secretly opened a private channel to Ethan. "I can give you Varek," Soren said. Ethan stared at him, then stand down. Before Soren could answer, every Draven screen turned red. Varek had discovered the secret call, and he had just activated a weapon powerful enough to kill Earth. Lord Varek's final weapon moved out of the shadows. It was larger than any Draven battleship. Its name was the Starbreaker. The weapon had only one purpose: destroy a planet. Across the galaxy, military leaders watched its signal appear on their screens. For the first time, no one was laughing at Earth. The Galactic Council fell into chaos. Some leaders begged Varek to stop. Others quickly sent messages to humanity. "We did not support this attack. We want peace. We were wrong." But Earth gave no answer. That silence terrified them more than any threat. Near the moon, Commander Ethan Cole watched the Starbreaker move closer. His officers were tense, but Ethan remained still. "Distance?" he asked. 6 minutes from firing range. Ethan looked at Arya's main screen. "Open the last gate." For 1 second, nothing happened. Then the dark side of the moon changed. Huge metal doors opened across hidden bases. Deep space stations powered up. Thousands of ships appeared from places the Dravens had believed were empty. More signals appeared near Mars. Then Jupiter. Then beyond Saturn. The numbers kept rising. 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Admiral Soren stared at the display in shock. This fleet was here the whole time. A human officer answered through the open channel. It was never built for conquest. Then the hidden fleet moved into formation around Earth. The entire galaxy finally understood. Humanity had not been weak. Humanity had been quiet. Varek saw the numbers and lost his smile. Still, he refused to stop. "Fire the Starbreaker," he shouted. The weapon began to charge. A red light grew brighter at its center. Ethan watched it calmly. Then he gave one final order. "Show them why this system was never undefended." Thousands of human ships turned at once, and the Starbreaker had only seconds left. The Starbreaker reached full power. Its red core burned like a second sun. Lord Varek raised his hand. "Fire." But nothing happened. A human ship had already crossed the battlefield. It was small compared to the Starbreaker. Too small. Yet it fired one narrow beam at a single point near the weapon's core. The Starbreaker shook. Its lights failed. Then its power vanished. Varek stared at the screen. "That is impossible." Commander Ethan Cole opened channel. "No," Ethan said calmly. It was predictable. Human ships surrounded the Draven fleet from every side. Varek ordered his soldiers to fight. Many refused. Admiral Soren opened a public channel across the entire fleet. "The war is over," he said. "Stand down." One by one, Draven ships turned off their weapons. Varek's own flagship was the last. He tried to escape. A human cruiser disabled his engines in seconds. No explosion followed. No revenge came. Human soldiers boarded the ship and arrested him alive. The Galactic Council watched in complete silence. Everyone expected humanity to punish the Draven worlds. Earth did not. Instead, Ambassador Mira Hale appeared before the council. "Those who attacked civilians will face trial," she said. "Those who surrendered will return home." Several alien leaders looked ashamed. Mira continued, "Earth does not want your worlds." She paused. "But Earth will defend its own." Months later, the war became a lesson taught across the galaxy. Young officers studied the battle. Kings remembered it before making threats. And every military map carried a new warning beside the Sol system. Do not attack. Humanity had shown the galaxy something more frightening than raw power. Control. Earth had been marked as the next target. But in the end, the galaxy learned the truth. Humanity was never the target. Humanity was the warning.